Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and the race for a striker heats up. We've got Chelsea linked with Randal Kolo Muani from PSG. We've got Newcastle United asking for 150 million for Alexander Isak. So we're going to be addressing these latest news, but firstly I want to say Liverpool look good. Liverpool look good. They're in hot pursuit for that Premier League table. They've already got one hand, three fingers on that Premier League title, and they've just beaten West Ham 5-0. Like, they just look so good. And the scary thing is, looks like they've got another gear to go to. But Nottingham Forest sitting second in the Premier League table, despite having the second lowest amount of possession in the Premier League this season, is insane. I've been beating this drum for ages. You can manage and control games out of possession. Nottingham Forest are the best team at doing it. They look very good. They look good. Their squad's healthy. It's balanced. It's got everything you need. It's got spark. It's got creative players. It's got goal scorer. It's got defensive players. It's got workhorses. It's a really balanced squad they've put together. And can they get Champions League? I mean, it's pretty crazy to say, but any European football at this stage for Nottingham Forest is absolutely insane. So I couldn't be happier for them, to be honest. But yes, getting back to the latest news, and Chelsea have been linked with Randal Kolo Muani, an out-of-favour striker at PSG, and it does look like he will get a move from PSG. He's not been given the opportunities. He doesn't really fit into their system, and the most obvious rumour is linking Christopher Nkunku with a move back to PSG, where it all started from. He came out of their academy, and Randal Kolo Muani going to Chelsea. The way I look at this is Randal Kolo Muani a good player? Yes. Will Randal Kolo Muani score your goals? Probably. Will he be consistent? No. Is he an upgrade on Christopher Nkunku? Systematically, yes, because he fits Enzo Maresca's system, whereas Nkunku has probably been the sorry case of arriving at the wrong time. When he arrived, nobody knew Enzo Maresca was going to come in and play this system. So it's not his fault. It's not Chelsea's fault. He just doesn't suit the style. So it's inevitable he's going to leave Chelsea. But is he worth swapping or doing a price plus player deal for Randal Kolo Muani? For me, no. I don't think Randal Kolo Muani is a bad player. This is not what I'm saying. Just saying he's too similar to Nicholas Jackson. I mean, Randal Kolo Muani had an unbelievable season in the Bundesliga, where he played 32 games, scored 15 goals and provided 14 assists. That is absolutely insane, and that's why PSG paid 75 million to sign him. But since he's moved to PSG, it just hasn't worked out, for the lack of opportunities, for the lack of consistency, which we'll get onto. He hasn't got that in-box striker instinct what Chelsea need. Now, if Chelsea are going to bring in a striker, you don't want someone exactly like Nicholas Jackson, because that's what Randal Kolo Muani is. He plays like Nicholas Jackson. Yes, he offers a bit more versatility. He can play out wide as an inside forward, but so can Jackson if he really has to. So for me, if you are looking to bring in a striker, you want a box presence, somebody that's going to give you a different dimension, somebody that's going to give you a different option when you're struggling to win games or when somebody's out of form. So for me, if Chelsea are looking to bring in a striker, not to replace Nicholas Jackson, just to help manage the minutes of Nicholas Jackson and also give them a different dimension during moments of games, I would be looking at somebody like Samu, Victor Osimhen, Gyökeres, Liam Delap, these sorts of players that have that box presence, Benjamin Sesko. There's many different strikers out there that Chelsea could spend their money on. But in fact, they don't actually need to spend money, because yes, you've got Christopher Nkunku to offer a price plus player deal, but you can also offload Christopher Nkunku. There'll be many teams out there that would benefit from having Christopher Nkunku. So you could offload him, use that money to bring in a different type of striker to Nicholas Jackson. So I'm actually pleased to see Ben Jacobs come out and just literally say no to this deal happening. He's come out and said there's natural respect for the player, which there always will be, because like I say, he's not a bad player. You'll probably leave PSG and have a decent career. He's only 26 years old, but no reproach expected in January. That's a good thing. Chelsea have several names on their list of possible strikers options for 2025, but nothing imminent, and big confidence in Nicholas Jackson. That's the key. There is big confidence in Nicholas Jackson, but you want an additional striker just to help manage the workloads. Players come in and out of form, and when a striker comes out of form and you can't get those goals from elsewhere, you need somebody to come in and replace it. Aston Villa have done this brilliantly with Ollie Watkins, John Duran. John Duran's another one that should be on Chelsea's target list. When you scout players or look to recruit players, you have a depth chart. You have a option 1, 2, 3, 4, and Chelsea will have all this. They'll have their option 1, whether that be Victor Osimhen or Gyökeres or Samu. And then they'll have their option 2, just in case you can't get option 1. And I bet you any money Randal Kolo Muani isn't on that list. I think this is more of an opportunity rather than we really want that player. Because if you look at certain deals that Chelsea have done, Conor Gallagher going to Atletico Madrid, João Felix coming this way, Dewsbury Hall coming to Chelsea, Michael Golden going to Leicester, Maury Kellerman coming to Chelsea, and Ian Matson going to Aston Villa. There's a lot of exchanges in players, and I think we're going to see more of this because of the PSR rules. I think it's just the media putting 2 and 2 together. There's rumours that Juventus, Milan, Man United are all interested in a Randal Kolo Muani. For him, if I'm in Muani's shoes, my next club has to be a club where I'm going to be playing week in, week out. If he comes to Chelsea, I think he would be second favourite of Nicholas Jackson. So for me, I don't think he's a bad player, but I'm quite glad that Ben Jacobs has pretty much squashed the rumour. Newcastle United have put a 150 million price tag on Alexander Isak. I find this hilarious because this is not Newcastle saying he's for sale. This is Newcastle saying he's not for sale. Putting 150 million pounds on a striker is pretty much telling everybody else, hands off. We do not want to sell this player. He's still got 3.5 years left on his contract. So for Newcastle, they can price their players at whatever value they want. And that's pretty much saying, look, if you really, really, really want this striker, you're going to have to fork out a lot of money. And you think of Arsenal who've been linked with them, etc. I just cannot see Arsenal forking out 150 million for Alexander Isak. He's done a magnificent job in Newcastle United. And I mean, this season already he has 11 goals and 4 assists in 15 Premier League appearances. And I'm a firm believer that Alexander Isak would improve any side. He's got so much ability. It's insane. I actually admire this from Newcastle United because this is pretty much saying we're not going to be a feeder club. We want to be competing for European places. We do not want to be that feeder club for the big 6. And I really do admire this. So they're not bending over backwards. They're not worried about PSR rules. They're pretty much saying, look, if you want our striker, you've got to pay up money. We want to be up there challenging. And that's what you've got to do. I said in a video prior to this, Newcastle United cannot sell the likes of Alexander Isak or anything unless they get a just unthinkable amount of money. And 150 million is an unthinkable amount of money. Anything less, they shouldn't sell them, in my opinion, because these are the types of players you need to build a team around. Once you start selling these players, that's pretty much you seeing you're content for where you are. That's pretty much you seeing you've got no ambition to get anywhere. 150 million. If a bid like that did come in, I think Newcastle would sell, but that's a ridiculous amount of money. And I just can't see anyone forking out 150 million for one player. I just think it's insane. And we'll talk about football's price and fans out of the game. This is the reason why. If you want your club to spend 150 million, 100 million, 80 million, naturally, they're going to put the ticket prices up. Naturally, the merchant prices are going to go up because they need to bring in that money in order to spend that money. So this is why I say you've got to have smart recruitment. Once you get your recruitment right, that's when you can really work with the fans to bring the ticket prices down. Because if you're a fan, you're just expecting your team to pay 150 million, 200 million every single transfer window and give player wages like 200 grand a week, etc. Where do you think that money's coming from? That money's coming from fans' pockets as well as commercial deals, etc. But this is why we're seeing the prices and ticket prices going up and up and up, because the player wages, the player prices are going up and up and up. And if you're expecting your club to spend 150 million every single transfer window, you're deluded to think that ticket prices won't go up, because it will. I think we need to have some realistic expectations from our clubs and what they should spend transfer windows. But look, there's my thoughts on the situations. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think it's a realistic price tag for Newcastle to say 150 million? I just think they just don't want to sell him pretty much. And if anyone does want to buy him, they've got to fork out a lot of money. But the big question I want to ask you is, do you think Nottingham Forest can actually qualify for Champions League football? But yeah, would love to know what you guys think on the Randal Kolo Muani situation, on the Alexander Isak situation, and Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time, thank you very much.